Good day everyone, my name is Danny Wong and I'm the Tech Support Engineer from SuperGIS Technical Support in Training Center. Today our topic is Publish and Consume the Process Service within SuperGIS Desktop and Server. In today's lesson, we're going to go through a quick introduction of the geoprocessing in SuperGIS, which we're going to set up the geoprocess and parameter in the SuperGIS Desktop and publish it with the SuperGIS server. We're going to have two live demonstrations about the buffered geoprocessing and the Viewshed geoprocessing. And we're also going to use, after we finish designing the process, we're going to use the process in the web application, which is actually we publish a web server service for all the user can be used using your geoprocessing on the web environment. In the final part, we're going to talk about how to spread and customize the process tool, which you can share your designed geoprocess with your colleague or with your friend, and they can easily spread or customize it. So in the first part, we're going to talk about what is the geoprocessing. A geoprocessing, which is also called the GeoProcess Map Service, it is actually a service provided by the SuperGIS server and can be designed by the SuperGIS Desktop and the toolkit. A GeoProcess Map Service allows users to perform a GIS analysis online, which is actually on the web environment or with some other devices, and user can easily just design and publish some GIS analysis service like a buffer analysis, network analysis, or some sets of the GIS analysis. And what is the key point about the geoprocessing? It is actually about to design and publish and use. The key point is we can create a toolkit in the SuperGIS Desktop, and we can easily set up all the process parameters and set up all the result and display it on the map. And it has a very important is that you have to within the server part you have to check the box to apply the geoprocess. So some steps to publish the geoprocess, which is actually contained of the 8 steps. The step 1 is to create a new toolkit, which is basically, and step 2 is to design your own process. And after you design it, in the step 3, you can save your process, and you have to remember to save your SGD project file. And the step 4 is to launch a SuperGIS Server Manager, which allows you to publish a service. And the step 5, after that, you can publish it, and you can include all the process in the step 6, which you have to allow the service to use the geoprocessing, allow the geoprocessing to be the default function. And in the step 7, you can create a web application, which in the final part you can simply just after you create a website, a web application, you can simply just click on the icon, the tool icon, to execute the toolkit. So it is very critical that the final, after you finish all the designing, you can publish it with a SuperGIS server. And some key features to the SuperGIS server, which contain the server management tool, which is very easy to use, and which the GIS web service, which allows user to publish all the GIS data and all the function. And in today's lesson, we're going to publish the geoprocessing. And it has various client applications, and you can it also supply the cache map, create the cache map its own, and some extensions supported, like if you want to perform more further, like network services, it will need the extension. So with the SuperGIS server, users can integrate the geographic information from different GIS server or from different source like raw data or other data you're using, and it's very easy to use. And you can also share all the collection of the GIS data and the geoprocessing via the internet or via the intranet within your company. So let's head to two live demonstration, and we're going to talk about how to publish and consume the process service out in the field, and is by the real-time demonstration. So before you start up to design and to publish your geoprocessing, it is very important you have to make sure that the preparation has been made, that there are three different parts, which is very important. You have to mention, you have to be very careful that the first is to the installation of the IIS and all the firewall setting within your server environment. And you have to prepare and set up the SuperGIS Desktop, which allows you to design and add in all the data you want and design the geoprocess. And you also have to prepare and set up the SuperGIS server to publish your geoprocessing, and it would provide a very easy to use management tool, allow you to publish your service with the geoprocessing. So the first example we're going to talk about this is actually a buffer process, which you can see on the screen. This is actually the result we're going to show you. And this is going to be a very common use, which is actually analysis. The buffer and analysis is a very common use. You can find out the range, the defined range you want to know. So the second is, what element do we need in the buffer analysis? So the target is actually we're going to that all the user can they can perform a buffer analysis on the web application. And so the user can simply just click on the map to add a central point, and they can define the radius and to create a buffer. So what is going to be the step? It's actually going to contain 4 different steps. So before add the point, a feature layer is going to be needed. So we're going to create a feature layer to contain all the points. And after that, user can add the point as they wish. They can simply just click on the map or to enter the X or Y the data. And the third step is that the user can define the buffer radius, which is very critical within the buffer analysis. And user can simply just enter the radius they want. And final part, we create a buffered area on the map, so the user can simply just see the result and all the data contained within this buffer analysis. So about the procedure, we have 4 different steps to build up this geoprocess and publish it, which we're going to set up the process first and create a new service, and we're going to configure the service on the server, and finally we're going to publish a Ultra website. So this is going to be the first step, and all you have to notice that all the live demonstration will be performed and later on, so you can see how exactly the buffer analysis has been made, the geoprocess has been designed. So please just bear with me. I'm going to go through all the setup processes within this part. So in the beginning, you have to open up your SuperGIS Desktop and add in all the data you want, like a base map or some world map or some of the data you want. And you can simply just right-click on the toolbar to launch the SuperGIS toolkit, which is very important because you have to launch the SuperGIS toolkit to start to design your own GIS geoprocess. So you can simply just right-click on the toolkit, which you can see on the toolkit here, and to create a new toolkit, and which will be shown as like a folder. And within this folder, you can set up a new process within the new toolkit, and you can simply just name it as you wish, like a buffer process. And after that, you can simply right-click on it and to enter the design mode. So what is the design mode? The design mode actually allows users to drag and drop different tools to build up their own geoprocess. Like this is the buffer process for extent. This is a core, some core element of the buffer process which need to be contained, including to add a point and to perform a buffer analysis. And in the top side here, you can see there we're also adding in this one the delete features. Why we're going to need this, I will going to explain as we perform the demonstration. So we're going to move on to the next slide. So within this design mode, user can simply just drag and drop the different tools from the side window into the process designer window to design the process. Like here, you can see on the screen that the add point tool has been dragged and dropped into the process designer, and some other element like a buffer can also be drag and drop, and you can simply just design and build up your own process with very ease. And also, user can set up the parameter, like within the buffer, you can set up the distance value on the field, or it's very important to make sure all the parameter has its own default value, so it will be shown as the little in the yellow. So it means that it has been set up. It is very important because when you're designing your geoprocessing, you have to make sure that all the default value has been set up, and so that after that we can publish it on the web environment. And you can see now that there's a little tool called the add connection tool. This connection tool is very critical to link between the different elements of the GIS toolset. So you can see on the screen that we're using this tool. Actually, we're using this tool to connect the output point feature, which is a result of the add point, to the buffer tool. So it will actually move the result to the next step, so you can continue the workflow. And after that, you can simply just add the process parameter and also the process result. This is a very critical step that you can, after you set up the process parameter, the parameter will be can be entered by the user by itself in the web environment, and you have to make sure that the final result, you have to set it as a process result, and you have to add it to display so the user can simply see it on the final result on the map. So this is we're going to explain why we need to set up the process parameters. In the left part, you can see we set the distance value or field and the site type as the process parameter. So within the desktop, if you're testing, you will find out that it doesn't allow the user to enter all the parameters. But if you publish it onto SuperGIS server, you can see within the publish tool, we allowed user, after you set up the process parameter, it allowed user to enter the different parameter by a little screen and by a little tool like a distance value or field, and also the site type. And after you finish the process, finish designing the process, you can simply just save this process, and you also have to save the SGD project file, which is allowed user to publish it on the SuperGIS server. So we're also going to talk about how to publish the process. So there are 4 simple steps to publish the GIS process, which is number 1 is to publish the map project as a map service. And after that, you can configure the map service by selecting the publish map service in the list and switch to the processing tab, which is very critical. The processing tab, and check the publish the following process box, which this step will allow this service to open up the geoprocessing function. And after that, you can simply just click done and finish publish the geoprocess map service. So within this part, you can simply see that you can simply, in the main page, you can simply publish a map service, which you can enter in all the name and title and the position of your SGD project file, the document. And after that, after you publish, you can simply click on the config button to add more detailed options, which you have to make sure that to apply the feature service, if you want to use the geoprocessing to ensure the feature service is also very critical, because we are actually editing all the layers online. So we have to open up the feature service. And also the critical part is to switch to the processing and click on check the box of the publish the following processes. So all the geoprocessing within this service will be published and user can use it in the web application. So after that, you can simply just, again, like we just mentioned in the SuperGIS server management part, you can simply just publish a website through the application. We can simply just publish an Ultra website and create it. And you have to make sure that selected entering the different name and map services. And you have to make sure to click on the use feature service and just finish your website, and then you can execute the toolkit. As you can see on the screen, it will show up a little process to allow you to perform buffer analysis. Now we're going to switch to the virtual machine, which now I'm going to show you the live demonstration about how to build up a buffer analysis. So now you can see this is our SuperGIS Desktop 3.2, which I have already put in some of the data I want, which is here is actually in Ireland and the UK. So the first step to build up your own GIS process tool is to open up the toolkit, which you can move your cursor to the blank part and right click. So now you will see the SuperGIS toolkit. You can simply click on it and it will allow the SuperGIS toolkit to be shown. And after you open up the SuperGIS toolkit, you can simply tap on this little icon. So now you can see this is the SuperGIS toolkit. Now the first step to build up the GeoProcess is to build up a new toolkit, which I'm going to name it as processing. Okay, cool. So geoprocessing, this toolkit has been built up, and I'm also going to create a new process, which called, you can simply rename it here as a buffer process. Okay, cool. Buffer process. And if you accidentally close the windows, you can simply just right click on the process you have been built and select design. So it will be showed up here. Now we're going to simply just going to design our own buffer process here. And before that, there's a thing to do is to create a point layer, which also going to contain all the data. User are going to enter all the data by their hand, or to add in the the point as the XY data as the user wishes on the web application. So here I'm going to build up a new feature layer here. I'm going to contain a new feature layer as the point. Yeah, because we have to allow user to design where the central point is. And also you can simply just design the code pages. I'm going to use the UTF-8 here. And because within this project I'm actually using the WGS84. So I'm going to use the WGS84 here and tab OK. And I'm going to save this as the point buffer. Okay, cool. So now the layer has been set up, and after that we can now start to design our geoprocess, which the first part you can simply open up the data management tool here and open up the feature and add in the add points, which is a very critical tool that allows user to add the point as it wishes by their hand or by entering the XY data. Okay, so now I'm going to make a parameter here to let the user input the point coordinate. So here you can simply just you have to add, feed it with a default value. You can simply click on it and enter the default value, or you can enter a lot much more. So I'm now going to enter it as 2.4. Okay, and the next 5. Okay, now you can see I have actually entering the default value of the input point corner rate, and tap OK. Now you can see this still blank because we haven't fed in all the data. And the next step, I'm going to use the delete feature, which I mentioned in the slide. This is a very critical step that we add in the delete feature here, because this tool actually allowed the web pages to clean up all the data from the further user, from the user, and so every time the data will be renewed, and all the point won't stay on the screen. It's a very critical function. So also I'm going to make a parameter here as an input feature. Now I can select the input feature as the point buffer, this point layer I've just been built. So this list layer will store all the point data that the user has been entered. So now you can see it has been activated. And now I'm going to link the output feature here, which with this tool will clean up all the features within this point layer, the point buffer here, and set up a clean and ready to use point layer here. So now I'm going to use the connection tool, add connection tool, to connect these two, to connect the delete feature, the result of the delete feature, to the add point tool. Connect it. Okay. So now you can see. Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't entered I haven't pressed the plus button here. I have to do it again. Now you can, after that, you can simply just I'm going to review this again. You can simply add in a default point ordinal rate as a default value, which I'm going to enter it as 4.10907589, and y will be 5.684027779. Okay, with the north. And you have to mention, you have to be very careful to press this plus sign to add in with the default value and press OK. So now you can see the process has been activated. Now this is a very critical part that we're going to add in the buffer design. The buffer tool. The buffer tool is actually in the analysis tool here. And in the proximity here, you can see a buffer tool. So you can simply just drag and drop. So the buffer tool has been sent here. And also, I'm also going to use the add connection tool to connect this to the result of the add points to the buffer tool. And after that, we're also going to make a parameter as a distance value or field. This parameter allows user to enter their desired radius about the buffer. So this is a very critical parameter within the buffer analysis. Okay, so now I'm also going to double click on it to give it a default value. You have to notice that because my project is actually with the WGS 84, so this actually as the degree. So it is going to be a very large if you give it 100. It's not a meter, it's not a distance, it's actually a degree. So I'm going to give it as a 0.5 as the default value and tap OK. Now you can see the whole process has been activated, with the color in it. And after that, this is going to be our result. So I'm going to right click on it and check the add to display, which is the final result will be shown on the map. And also I'm going to end this, so it will set up the process result. It was shown up a little R as a result. And within this process, it actually has two parameters we want to allow user to enter as the point coordinate. So user can simply click on the everywhere on the map to as your widgets as a central point. So I'm going to set this as a process parameter. It will show up a little p on the right hand side. So it will show you that it is actually a parameter of the process. And also we're going to allow user to enter in the distance value or field they want to set up the radius about the buffer analysis. So here I'm going to select the process parameter. So within this process we have two process parameter and one result. Okay, so now we're finished building up our buffer process, and after that you have to make sure to save your process. Again, to save your process. So now your process has been saved, but after that you also have to save the whole your project file, which is actually the SGD file. So I'm going to close it. So now you can see this is our process. If you want to design it again, you can simply click on the design here to redesign. And if you want to test it, to test your result, it's very easy. You can simply press the run button. So now you can see, oh, sorry, I accidentally maybe entering the wrong the coordinate rate, the default coordinate rate. Well, that is never mind, because on the web service, user can simply just add on to click on everywhere they want on the map. Okay, so I'm going to remove this and close this one. You can see this is the after the process. The point you click on the map has I set up as the default value will be add on the map. So to clean it up, you can simply also delete it or not. Okay, so now we're finished, and after that you can save it as SGD file. You can simply save as and design your file name buffer analysis. Okay, so you can simply just save your SGD file and ready for publish it on the SuperGIS server. Save it. Okay, so there you're ready. So okay, now we're going to head back to our server environment. Okay, so after you finish designing the geoprocess, which is very easy to use, easy way to build up your geoprocess with the desktop, you can simply entering the SuperGIS Server Manager with the web environment, which you can see what's in here. I'm going to refresh it again and log in. Now I'm going to tell you how to publish your service and to build up a web application for all the users to use. So now I'm going to enter in my server. Now this is the main page. The main page allows you to do provide some quick linkage, quick function. So now I'm going to publish a map service here. And after entering the publish service here, you can simply tap on the add button and entering the name. Like this is going to be a buffer analysis. I'm going to copy it as a title. And within the document here, you can simply browse in your computer to find where you save the SGD file, which is within here. I'm actually save it as here. Okay, this is going to be a demo 01 here. Okay, so you can simply just to browse the SGD file where you save the SGD file and click on the path. It will automatically generate the path for you. And after that, you can simply just press on the publish button and wait for a little while. So now you can see this is the service we have been published. And now you can enter in the config mode. It is very critical that you have to open up to allow user to use the geoprocess. So you're using your design geoprocess. You have to open up all the feature service. The feature service allow user to it's actually allow the user to edit all the layer, which is very critical for geoprocessing. And after that, you can simply tap on the processing tab here and open up the publish the following process, which is within this project. The project file, the SGD file, will contain the buffer process here. And after that, you can simply press done button. So now you can see within this service, we allow user to we allow the added feature service and allow the geoprocessing. Now after that, you can simply now build up your own web application. So you can simply tap on the application on the top and select the Ultra. We're going to create the Ultra website, which is actually built by the JavaScript, and select Create. Now you can give it a name. I'm going to give it as buffer analysis again. Okay, buffer analysis. And here you can select available map service, which I'm going to select the buffer analysis here. And remember to click on use feature service. This is very critical. You have to click on it. And after that, select next and press done. So it will be okay to use. So I'm going to make it a quick test. The URL is here. So I'm going to tap it on open it on a new tab. Okay. So now the server has been cached. Sorry for the extent. I have to. You can simply just set up the map extent if you want within the customize part. So you can simply just you can to redesign the extent. Sorry for the extent. And now we're going to execute the geoprocess tool. The geoprocess tool is this one. I'm going to show you as the little hammer here. If you tap on it, it will show up a little tool here. This is called the process tool. And with the tab, you can select between different process. Because within this SGD file, I only have this buffer process design, so I can only use this one. And here, user can define their own XY to add a point or to add a point by clicking. So now I'm going to add the point by clicking. So I'm going to click within here, and maybe here, and okay, now I'm finished. So now you can see the point has been entered. You can see within this little frame, and press the done button. So you can see there are 3 points has been added. And after that, user can define the distance value or field. It is required parameter which we allow user to enter their own interest distance field. You have to remember that because this is actually WGS 84. It's actually it is actually a degree. So I'm going to use this as 0.57. Okay, so good. And after that, you can select execute process. Tap on it, you will find out that on the screen, all the process has been conducted, and the buffer of the 0.7 degree has been made. It will also show up a list that tell you all the features they within the temp have been made. And if you want to clean it, you can simply click the clean process result. So you can see the buffer has been cleaned, and also you can clean the input geometries. So now you can see all the point has been gone, and you can also clear the point here. If you want to clean it, and if you want to add a point again. Like I'm going to add one near Bradford here, and you can also redefine the distance that I'm going to use 1 here, and execute again. Oh, sorry for the because the point hasn't been cleaned up. Okay, so now this is our process, and we're going to head back to our slide. Now we're going to talk about the example 2, which is we're going to build up a viewshed. What is a viewshed? A viewshed is actually one that the user can see within the real ground surface. So say the user was standing up on the hill. So the viewshed will be the area of the user can see within the specific height on the ground. So within this analysis, we're going to think about what elements we're going to use. We're going to need the target is the raster map to analysis, which is also we have to provide a DEM or a DTM raster map to analysis the viewshed. And it is also very critical to add a point to allow user to analysis the area of the viewshed. And so what is going to be the step within this geo process? It is actually contains 3 different steps, which the first is to, before we add the points, a feature layer is going to be needed. So it's just the same as the buffer analysis. We're going to provide a point layer that allow user to store the point user want to define, and so user can add a point, and then we can analysis the area of the viewshed. So the procedure is quite the same as we conduct the buffer analysis, but we're going to be a little different at that we're going to feed in the raster data. And this is going to be the the core design of the viewshed process, which we also going to add a point, allow user to add a point, and also we can also use the create feature classes, which you can see on the top of the screen, that allow user to build up a new data set like a feature layer or something, and allow user to name it and use the output feature to store all the points. And in the bottom part, you can see we're using the viewshed tool that to using the point that the user defined, and we input the service data, so the output raster will be shown as the viewshed. And this is going to be the final result of the viewshed tool. So now we're going to give you a live demonstration. So we're going to head back to here, and okay, I'm going to close this one. Within this project, we're going to tell you how to build up a viewshed process, geoprocessing. So again, we're going to open up the SuperGIS toolkit here, and open it up to set up a new toolkit. Geoprocessing, and build up a new tool, which I'm going to name it as viewshed process. Okay, so now you have finished build up your new process here. You can simply start up to design. Okay, so again, I'm going to use, you can simply use the create feature layer. You can simply create a feature layer to feature class, like create a point layer to store with whatever you want and to name it. And because we're going to save some time here, so I'm going to build up the point here first. So if you want to use this tool, you can simply also drag it on, and you can define the location where you want to save the file name and the geometry type here. And also you can simply enter in all the like a coordinate system or the template feature class here. So now I'm not going to use this tool. I'm going to build up a point layer here again. You can simply just define, like I'm going to use the geo here, and also within this I'm actually using this part is actually a Neihu district in Taiwan here. I'm going to use the projected coordinate system and save it. View. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to use the add point here, add point 2 here. Simply drag and drop. And also I'm also going to clean up all the data before I use this every time running this process. So I'm also going to use the delete feature here. Okay. Now I'm going to make a parameter and define it as the point there I just built. Okay. And now I can simply use the connect tool to connect the different process, which I connect the result of the delete feature to the add point here again. And I'm going to make a parameter allow user to input the point coordinate, which here I'll also have to enter in the default value, which I'm going to select this point. Will be 8, 7. Okay, now it's finished. And remember to press the plus sign to select to enter the default value and press OK. So you can see the process has been activated. Now we already have the point, and we can also set up this one, the input point coordinate, as the process parameter. And here, within the add point here, if you want to, like I said, if you want to create a feature layer, you can simply also drag in and connect the different tool. So now I'm going to delete it. If you want to delete, you can simply right-click and delete the different tool. So now we have the point here. So now we're going to find out the Viewshed tool. The Viewshed tool is actually within here, the spatial analysis tool, and you can simply find it with the surface here. The surface here. Now you can see there's a Viewshed tool. So you can simply drag and drop, and connect the point feature as the parameter. And also within the Viewshed tool here, you can make up a parameter as the input surface. The input surface is very critical, which is actually the blue and the purple. This is actually a DTM of the neighborhood district. So I'm going to select it, this one, DTM of the neighborhood district, as the surface. So now you can see it has been activated. But within this part, we can simply just save it and run the test. I'm going to use this as the display and as the result. So now you can see the first step. We're going to run it. So if I run it, you can see within the point I defined, the Viewshed will be the white part, which is actually the value is 1, and with the gray part, the value is 0, which is actually means the user cannot see this area. So, but this is not going to be a very good display on the screen. So we're also going to use the select tool, and we're going to convert this output raster, which is the result here, into a polygon layer, and we're going to select the data we want to display. So now I'm going to remove this result, and keep on with our process. Now you can see now we are actually finished the core function design of our geoprocessing. But since we have to make the result in more accurate and more easy to find out the result, so we're going to keep on with our design. So now what I'm going to do is to use the conversion tool. You can find out from the raster, because our result here is actually a raster. So I'm going to turn it into a polygon. And you can simply also use the connect tool to connect them. So now it will turn all the raster into the polygon. And after that, we're going to use the select tool. The select tool is actually in the analysis tool, and you can find out in the extract. Here you can find out the select tool. The select tool will allow us to enter the the parameter we want, the SQL expression we want to define the layer we want to the feature we want to show on the screen. So now I'm also going to connect our result to the select tool and to set up the parameter. The parameter to make is to make up an expression. Okay, expression. Because the value, you can see we just run it. The value will be defined as a 0, as the user cannot see, or the 1, that's the area that the user can see. So within this expression, I'm going to type in that the value point is equal to 1, which is actually the area that the user can see within the point will be shown on the screen. So now you can see it has been entered, and all the process has been activated. And now I'm going to move the process result to this output feature, and also I'm going to add it into the display, and I'm going to cancel this one. So now it has been finished. I'm going to save it and run for you. So now you can see the point has been selected here, and the red area is actually the area that the user can see with the point, which the viewpoint here. I'm going to move it so you can see as the user stand around this side. So this area will be seen within this point. So now you're finished designing your process. Don't forget to save your SGD file that you can save here, and save your SuperGIS Desktop document to be published. Now we're going to head back to our server here. Okay, so I'm ready. I'm also ready the process, the project file within this server here. So also I'm going to publish a map service again. So press on the tab add button and name it. I'm going to name it as Viewshed. Viewshed, and the document you can browse as I save within here. This one. Okay, and simply tap on the publish button. So now you can see your service has been published, and remember to enter in the config mode to open up the use feature service and click on all the layer you want, and enter in the process tab to click on the publish the following process, which is here. I'm being finished with this process that I designed, and press the done button. So you can see two little check with the edit and the process. And after that, you can enter in the application here to publish your web application, create the Ultra website, and name here. I'm going to ask the Viewshed, and then this. Okay, it's been kind of long. And to select the available map service, which is here, the Viewshed here, I'm just publish and select the use feature service, next, and done. So now your website has been created successfully. I'm going to tap on this one to open up as a new tab. Now you can see, I'm sorry about map extend has been run again. So I'm going to zoom in a bit. You can see this is the actually a Nehu district, which just been published. You can simply see that we contain the DTM here. This is the DTM of the Nehu district here. So now I'm going to run the GeoProcess tool here. Again, you can simply click on this little hammer button to open up the process tool and select the process you want to use. And you can simply just enter the XY data if you want, like okay, I'm going to enter it as 3. It's actually on the right hand side you can find here. So I'm going to this point 310.188.8435, and the Y will be 2775994.6243. Okay, you can simply add a point, so it will be shown on the screen. And also you can add the point by clicking. If you want to add a point by clicking, you can simply use this. And after that, you can press the done button. So I'm just only going to show this point, and after you build up a point, you can simply click on the execute process, which now you can see the viewshed of this point has been shown on your screen, which is very useful. And if you want to display, you can clean all the result and clean the point. And if you want to add different point by clicking, you can simply just click on the screen and hit the execute process. So now you can see within this area is actually the point that can see the viewshed of the different points, and you can simply press on done button. Now this is very useful, that allowed all the user to use your GeoProcess with the web environment. Now we're going to back to the slide. So this is a result of your viewshed analysis. And the final part, we're going to talk about how to spread and customize your GeoProcess. So after you finish designing your GeoProcess, like a buffer or a viewshed or a network analysis or something else, you can simply just export the process for spreading, which with the SuperGIS toolkit, you can simply find out there's an option with the GeoProcess. You can export the file, which I'm going to show you here. Now you can see that I have already finished my GeoProcess. If you want to export, you can simply right click on it on the process and select export here. So now you can save the toolkit process file, which is .prs, and you can simply just save it like viewshed. Okay, so you can save it, and if you want to import the different process, you can simply click on the different toolkit you want and select import. Now I'm going to create a new toolkit like toolkit 2. Okay, so if you want to import the GeoProcess file from your friend or from your colleague, you can simply just import and find out where it is, like here, viewshed here, and open it, so you can find out it can be designed and can be run, and also it can be redesigned. You can move around all the tools, or to delete or to add different tool, or you can set up all the parameter if you want. So this is going to be a very easy to use function for you to spread and customize the different geoprocessing within your group or with your company or with your friend. So it is also very valuable to share your idea and to share your geoprocess with your friend or with your colleague. So with the reviews of today, we talk about the introduction of the geoprocessing, and we set up the geoprocess by the SuperGIS Desktop, and also we work out with the SuperGIS Desktop toolkit, and we publish the geoprocess on the web environment by the SuperGIS server, and create a web application to allow all the users to use the geoprocess you design, like a buffer analysis or a viewshed or some of the network analysis. It is very useful and a very valuable tool for the GIS application nowadays. Thank you for your attention, and this is going to be the end of the lesson. And if you have any question, we'll be very glad if you can contact us on by the email or by our website. Thank you for your attention again, and see you next time.